Hello, my name is Brian Mims, and this is my submission video for the Team Unlimited ARM version 2.1 Alfie edition. This is the fully parametric one that I got off Thingiverse. I actually used the measurements off my 5-year-old son Connor to create the ARM, which is also why it's a bit on the small side. I printed this on my custom console excuse me, with a 0.1 millimeter layer height for the palm, fingers, and cuff, and a 0.2 for the forearm. All right, we'll go into functionality. See, the hand is fully functional with elbow bending. Close up, you can see. Good pinching of the fingers. All right. Small bottle of water. See, you pick it up just fine. And you pick up a small object just fine. All right, we'll go into print quality. First thing we'll demonstrate is the tensioner. As we can see, tensioner is fully functional. Rods do move. Alrighty, go into some of the other print features. As we can see, get a close-up on the hand. Fingertips, I'll add videos, and this is, I know my webcam isn't the best. As we can see, fingertips printed fairly well, 0.1 layer height. Going to as we can see, the palm, it's fairly well smooth. Now this was, the forearm was done in 0.2, but I think aesthetically you can barely tell. And then the cuff. Excuse me. Now thermoforming actually of the cuff was fairly easy with the provided jig, no problems. Thermoforming of the forearm was a little bit more difficult. I'll go into that in the difficulties print challenges section. But I managed to get it, as we can see from the thermoforming of the cuff. Fairly well done according to the jig. Form of the thermoforming of the forearm, done fairly well. And most importantly, as you can see, the hand is roughly approximately 90 degrees to the forearm per instructions. Okay, we'll go into print quality, show the pins. You can see pins done fairly well. Go into the nice on there fairly well. On there fairly well. See close up of the fingers. No significant issues there. All right, as we said, we discussed the palm. Done fairly well, in my opinion. Okay, and the cuff. I'll demonstrate that each of the fingers do in fact move. And one other feature here, I do have the fingertips on here, but I ran into a problem with this being a smaller model. The actual fingertips themselves would not fit. They were too large, so I got around this by actually cutting out the actual fingertip portion and then gluing them to the fingertips with a small amount of E600, which actually thus far is working out pretty good. So I imagine they might come off after a couple months usage, but nothing that can't go right back on with a little bit more glue. All right, now we can talk about design challenges. I'll be honest, printing and thermoforming the forearm was a bit of a humbling experience. I thought I had printing large flat objects down and the thermoforming down. This is actually the third attempt at printing this forearm, as I did have print bed adhesion issues where the print kept kind of curling up and ruining the print. Eventually got the settings right, the heat bed temperature and everything right. So eventually I was able to successfully get a reproducible forearm. The thermoforming of the forearm also gave me some challenges. I had to thermoform it several times to get it just right, and eventually solved it by finding a wine bottle that fit the diameter here, and that kind of helped thermoform it completely, as the rolling pin I was using wasn't working out very well. The other design problem I ran into is these fingers would like to stick when the arm was opening back up. The reason I found was because the fishing line was getting pinched between the palm and the forearm. And I solved that by cutting little tiny, probably can't see it on this, but little tiny grooves in the forearm section with an X-Acto knife and applying a little bit of lubricant. And with that, no issues now. Works nice and smooth. And that was really about it. Like I said, I learned quite a bit from printing this forearm, and don't expect to have too much more problems with it making these in the future. And those were my only really significant issues. I hope I get approval, and you have a nice day.